Microsoft Windows. Oh my gosh. The recent updates from Microsoft Windows have been probably the worst I've seen in many, many years. We talked about it the other day with the Microsoft update, which caused issues with SSD drives and how that spiraled out of control. There's some other problems with the updates. This one I saw today on Bleeping Computer. Microsoft says recent Windows updates are causing app install issues, and this has to do with the CVE 2025-50173 Windows installer privilege escalation vulnerability, which allows authenticated attackers to gain system privileges due to a weak authentication issue. So they tried to address this issue with a patch, but they made it worse. They implemented a new user account control, or UAC, which prompts you for admin credentials. You've probably seen this. It's like, hey, Windows is trying to run an app. You need to run this as admin. And click the button. But it didn't work as advertised. So admin credentials in various situations to prevent potential hackers from escalating permissions. Some scenarios which prompts may appear include running MSI repair commands like MSI exec/fu, root, installing applications that configure themselves for individual users, and executing Windows installer during active setup. So it can hinder sender users from deploying packages through the configuration manager. Those of you who do like system-wide IT stuff, you're looking at this going, oh, thanks, Microsoft, thanks. That depend on user-specific advertising configurations, from enabling secure desktop when launching Autodesk applications. If you use AutoCAD, that's another thing. And specific versions of AutoCAD, Civil 3D, and Inventor CAM. So it affects everything, pretty much. Pretty much, it affects everything. Windows 11, all these versions. Windows 10, all these versions. Windows 10 Enterprise, all these versions. Windows Server, all these versions. So it's not just a Windows 11 thing. We were talking about Windows 11 the other day. It's not just a Windows 11 thing. So there's a temporary workaround available, and this is important. This is the UAC bug, the UAC problems. There's a temporary fix. Until a fix starts rolling out, temporary workaround, Microsoft advises users to run apps that use the MSI or Windows installer as administrator. It's like ever since that feature came out on Windows, it really, really seems like, hey, if it breaks, won't you just run it as administrator? That'll fix everything. To do this, open the Start menu, search results, right-click the app, and do Run as Administrator. Oh, I'm very familiar with that because I use that. I even use that for like Discord. If like voice stops working, you gotta run as admin. Those who can't run apps as admins can request their IT admins to mitigate the issue by installing and configuring a special group policy using Known Issue Rollback, or KIR, on the following Windows versions after reaching out to Microsoft Business Support Team. So yeah, Microsoft is on a tear, and it ain't pleasant. They're on a tear. They're on a streak of terrible Windows updates, to the point to where I don't know if I'm gonna update Windows again. It's like I'm just staying secure. It's safer. That's not safer, but it's crazy. Like I just repaused my updates again. I did 4 weeks this time. I think I did 1 week before. I repaused my updates on Windows 11 because there's this big SSD issue. You can see my video on that where Jay's 2 cents was bringing that to light. And it's just really, really, really unsafe right now in terms of these landmines of Windows updates. Now, this particular issue doesn't affect me. Like, I'm not going to see a lot of these edge cases, but it still is troublesome that they're there. That means that there's probably other ones there, and other ones that are going to cause my life to be pain and misery and strife and grief. And we don't want that. We don't want that. So, yeah, chat, you might want to get your Linux plans in order. You might want to accelerate that Linux transition, because as we approach October, Microsoft's getting really bad with these updates. Maybe that October update is something they're getting our brains ready for, to say, hey, let's make it so bad that they're going to be begging for the October update. Oh man, that's when a lot of people are going to be probably trying to get off of Windows, because that's when Windows 10 support is going to, I think, officially unofficially end for Windows 10. There are some ways to extend it, but you got to do some stuff, and it's not entirely obvious to a lot of people. Believing Computer has a story. It's crazy, man. Microsoft updates are just out of control.